the outbreak of war. We were to be evacuated. It sounded painful, and some of it was. At school, we were just the evacuees, we Glasgow Keeleys, and they snapped the elastic on my hat till my eyes watered. I caught fleas and lost my gas mask. James, my brother, who was 12, wet the bed, got whacked with a slipper, and ran away back to the bombs. I was left behind. My mother and my brother were now half-term and holiday treats. Thinking about it now, I feel bereft. I missed such a lot of warmth. Mother was good at warmth. She always had a gift for dispelling gloom, a useful talent in 1940s Glasgow, which must have attracted Uncle Arthur, who, though witty, had a dark side. He used to cheer himself up with the aunts. Their brother John was his best friend, but they were all spoken for, so when Mother was divorced, he came courting. She had taken a job in a ladies' boutique called Penelope's, opposite Craig's Tea Rooms and next to the Beresford Hotel on Sauchiehall Street. Here she kept the accounts in a huge ledger in a very neat hand, wearing a very neat suit. On Saturday, she served everybody in the back shop delicious savoury baps before she locked up. I loved the back shop, where Mother removed utility labels from clothes and replaced them with others she had acquired. Now and again, if she came by a good piece of meat, she would sear it on a high flame on the single gas ring, wrap it in layers of greaseproof paper, a napkin, and brown paper, and send it by post to anyone she thought deserving at the time. Arthur and Ma married when I was 13 and away at boarding school in Bristol. They were very happy. Mother had discovered that men can be funny. If ever I was in a position to phone home, they were never being bombed. Instead, they were playing riotous games of Russian ping-pong. One bomb did bring down all the ceilings in the close stairwell with such a rumbling crash that Joey the budgerigar flew up the chimney and never came down again. But whatever was happening, Ma always travelled down to Bristol at half-term, wearing an embarrassing hat on loan from Penelope's. If there was a patch of blue in the sky large enough to make a cat's pyjamas, she would let out piercing yelps, and sing in the street. She also got me seriously tipsy on scrumpy, which she thought sounded harmless. She and Uncle Arthur moved from their flat to look after Granny in Aunt Lena's enormous house, where they grew vegetables and longed for their own plot. Every holiday we went for long drives into the country to find the cottage of their dreams. We never found it. Not till I'd married and had a baby. My husband and I met at the London Old Vic when we walked on in Romeo and Juliet. I was a Montague, he was a Capulet. We didn't speak much. But later, we all had a very good time at one of the early Edinburgh festivals and joined a company that toured the West Country in a bus that held our sets and costumes. We ended up at the Bristol Old Vic in A Midsummer Night's Dream when we proposed to each other. I was Titania, he was Puck. We got married on a matinee day. Mother bounced into my bedroom that morning wearing a hat that looked like a chrysanthemum. "If you don't want to do this, darling," she said, "we'll just have a lovely party. It'll be fine." I felt that explained her mournful wedding photos. No one had offered her an escape route. It was May. The sun shone. Uncle Arthur gave me away and Mother blew kisses at the vicar. Then the family party with assorted aunts drove to France, and we went to give a performance. I wonder what it was like. We found a flat in London where you filled the bath with a hosepipe from the kitchen tap. We were happy and in modest employment. My new husband took a job as a dayman backstage at Sadler's Wells. 2 years later, we had our daughter, Emma. It was April, just in time for the holidays. We had a phone call from Ma. "I've taken a house on the Clyde," she announced, like an Edwardian matron. "I want the baby to start life in good fresh air." The weather was appalling. The sea and the sky merged in battleship grey, chucking water at the windows, and our landlady was